Grasp of death is a defense against a side headlock. It gets its name possibly from the headlock, which could potentially be fatal if he strangles you. It might also get its name from the groin grab or inner thigh pinch that you'll utilize to escape his hold. So it's either his grab or your grab, but in either case you have grasp of death. All right, let's take a look. So what happened there? Well, the opponent has me in this headlock, and it's not a very fun place to be. I'm going to tuck my chin towards his wrist so that I can continue to breathe. And I'm going to step forward with my right foot into a close kneel facing 12. And I'm going to use the point of my left knee to buckle and to strike his right calf. That's not going to feel too good. Simultaneous with that, my right hand is going to start to pull on his wrist, and my left hand, which you can see here, is going to grab his groin or grab his inner thigh. Just grab some meat and sink your fingers in. And that should definitely get his attention and get him to loosen this grip. He might still be kind of stiff and he might be fighting with you a little bit, but hopefully you can pry his arm open enough to get your head free. And that's what's important, is to get your head free. From here, you can do anything you want. You can fire a knee into the thigh, you can run away. But my big concern is this right foot. He might fire a kick to my groin or my knee. So what I need to do is step back with my right, just a little bit, cat around into a horse stance with my left, and now I can apply an arm bar to put his left hand on the ground. From here, you saw me follow up with a right knee into the face. You'll see some people use a right punch to the back of the head. I'll describe that in a minute. Go ahead and relax. I'm going to do the technique in the air, facing the camera. So, if we just kind of forget the specifics of the technique, that first stance we utilized, let me make this my 12. I'm facing 12 in a right neutral. This is a right forward bow. This is a right close kneel. Notice my front foot is still turned inward, and my rear heel is off the ground. And so sometimes you'll see a close kneel where we're actually kneeling, and other times where we're sort of hovering off the ground a little bit like this. And that's what I'm using to buckle his knee. Let's go ahead and face the camera. I want you to face the camera and bend over at your waist and stick your arm out towards me. Yep, scoot towards your left just a little bit. Go ahead and be on your knees for me if you don't mind. There you go. Bend over just a little. And if I want to bend your elbow here, let's roll up your sleeve. The arm bar is very particular and it only works a certain way. Notice in this case I have the point of his elbow facing the ceiling. And if we extend his arm, his thumb is pointed towards the ground. This is the right way to apply the arm bar. Because what I'm attacking is his tricep tendon, which is right above the point of his elbow. If his thumb is pointed forward or up, the point of his elbow is now facing the back of the room or even the ground. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, for me to actually apply pressure on his tricep tendon. So it's kind of the opposite. Thumbs down means go, it means good. We're ready for the arm bar. So the thumb is down, I've got a firm grab on his wrist, and I'm using the bottom 2 inches, the blade of my forearm, right against his tricep. And I'm bending my knees like I'm sitting in a chair. I'm putting all of my body weight onto this forearm, and I'm going to pull up on the wrist. And that's what gets his attention. Stay right there for me. Some people do this. They kind of fold their arm in and try to lean this way. But here I'm using soft parts of my arm, my tricep and my deltoid. I want to use sharp bony parts that hurt. So just the forearm is going to make contact. And don't bend over a lot at the waist. Try to sit down like you're doing squats in the gym. And that's a good way to do it. The other thing you're going to see is that his forearm is very tight against my waist, like it's my belt. If his arm is out here, pull your arm away, fight against me. Yeah, I mean, I'll lose it in about half a second. If I have it real snug against my body, pull your arm away. Right, not so easy for him to escape now. He's pretty strong, so he might actually do it. But the point is, the closer you hug it to your body, the better off you're going to be. Thank you. So now that arm bar is going to pop up in a lot of different places. So work out the particulars in this technique, and it will pay off in future techniques. Let's do the technique one more time facing the camera. So I tuck my chin, I'm going to step, pull on his wrist and grab the groin. I'm going to get my head free. Let's change the angle just a little bit. Right here. I'm going to step back with my right, around with my left. My hip is going to be very close to his hip as I apply this arm bar. Yes. Now from here, you might see a lot of people switch, have their left hand hug and pin his arm, and have the right arm deliver a punch behind the head. To me, that feels a little distant and feels a little ineffective. So the way you saw me follow up was to take my left hand and grab his hair and drive a right knee into his face. So be it a right punch or a right knee is up to you. So there you have it for Grasp of Death.